This lesson is on scientific notation. Scientific notation is a way for us to deal with very small or very large numbers by simplifying them down to the significant values or significant digits. For instance, looking at the number 34,500,000, this is a very large number that would be cumbersome to do any calculations with. So instead, we think about writing this as 3.45, which is a much smaller and easier number to deal with, which is times essentially a 1 with 7 zeros after it, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places that I moved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, why did I arbitrarily pick to put that decimal between the 3 and the 4? Because when I write something in scientific notation, I'm writing that first number between 1 and 10. So essentially, I want it to be a one-digit number, or a 10 ones place, no tens places, no hundreds places, etc. And then whatever's left over after the decimal. So here, again, this is not helping me to make things easier to deal with. However, once we learn those laws of exponents, if I write it like this in scientific notation, which is saying take 3.45 times a 1 with 7 zeros after it, now this is something I can work with. It will be much easier to do calculations with. Conversely, if I look at this value, this is a very small number, which I would have to make larger in order to make it a 3.45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places again in the opposite direction. And notice I've written this as 3.45 times 10 to the negative 7. So it's that same initial value. This 10 to the negative 7 is saying take it times 0.0000001, or a 1 in the 7th place, and that will get you back to where you started. The same way we went sort of forward, we can also go backward. We can start in scientific notation and then turn it into standard form. So if I have 6.25 times 10 to the 5th, that's saying take this decimal and move it 5 places in the positive direction, 1, 2, and once you run out of numbers, they're zeros, so 3, 4, 5 gives me 3 zeros, so my answer is 625,000. For 9.53 times 10 to the negative 3rd, or 9 and 53/100ths, times 10 to the negative 3rd, this is saying go 3 units to the left. So 1, 2, 3, again zeros as placeholders, gives me this value. Go ahead and try these two on your own, practicing how to convert from one form to the other, then press play to see how you did. For my first one, I have a number that is already in scientific notation and I need to write it in standard form. So I have 4.67 and it's 10 to the 9th. This is a positive value, so I'm going to make the number larger. And so I'll move it 1, 2 places, and I have 7 places yet to move, which means I'm going to end up with 7 zeros. So 4, 6, 7 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. Every 3, I'm going to put a comma. So it's 4,670,000,000. For my second one, writing it in scientific notation, I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Must have been in a 7 mood today. And that is a very small number, so I know I'm going to be taking it times 10 to the negative 7.